I died 8 years ago. It wasn't particularly tragic or unusual, just a car accident. I don't blame the man who hit me. He was speeding because his wife was in labor and there was black ice on the road. He lost control of the car and I lost my life. It's not his fault. I know that. I'm not cruel. I am not vengeful. If anything, I'm the opposite. You see, I don't have any family left, and I had lost my few friends around that time. When it was time for my funeral, the only people who came was my boss and the family who killed me. The wife held her newborn daughter close to her chest. I hated my boss, and the cemetery was awfully lonely, so I followed the family home. Lily may as well have been my own flesh and blood. She was sweet and bright and oh so very small. She had trouble sleeping if someone wasn't rocking her crib, and her parents were so tired. After they put her to bed, it was easy for me to rock her crib for her. I didn't get tired. I could help her. As the years passed, Jack and Lori realized that they weren't alone in the house. It didn't take long from there to make a connection between my funeral and when I had showed up. And I'd never been malevolent, so they weren't afraid or angry. They started to burn candles on the anniversary of my death day. They left an empty chair for meals and holidays. I really felt like a member of the family. Someone is trying to force the door. It's Lori's ex. He's obsessive, he's angry, he's going to hurt the family. My family. The thing about ghosts is that the more offerings you get, the stronger you become. I'd been enjoying candles, trinkets, and even the occasional food item for the past 5 years. I was strong from that. The knife feels warm in my hand, a shock of heat against the ice of my skin. Lori, Jack, and Lily are my family. I care about them, and they're not going to join me yet. The zombies weren't the worst part of the zombie apocalypse. The thing was, they were slow. A toddler could crawl faster than these zombies could walk. No, the worst part was all the nut jobs who believed that this was the end times. They went around killing anyone they thought was infected, including tons of people who weren't. That's how my dad died. He had a stroke. He was outside in our driveway. He could barely move. And the zombie patrol saw him and shot him. No hesitation. If they had just called a fucking ambulance, my father would still be alive. My mother took it the hardest. She had to come home to find him like that in the driveway. After that, for weeks, she was practically catatonic. A zombie was bumping into our front door and she didn't even think she just answered. By the time I heard the screaming, it was too late. I managed to kill the zombie, but she'd been bit. I know it was stupid, but I had just lost my dad. I didn't want to lose my mom, too. I locked her in our basement. For weeks, I would check the news praying for the government to find a cure. Months passed. Almost all the zombies in the country were killed. New waves would come. The zombies would be exterminated. It went on like that for months. Then my prayers were answered. The government released a message on TV saying there was a cure. They had set up a hospital site. Wrangling my mother was easy. I tied her up in the car and left. Once at the hospital, soldiers helped lead my mother to an exam room. I wanted to go in with her, to be the first thing she saw when she came back to life. But a doctor sat me down outside the room. The reason these waves keep happening is because people are hiding their relatives, hoping for a cure. Eventually, they get sick too and spread the infection. Don't be alarmed, there is no cure. 2 gunshots sounded from inside the exam room. The only way to end this pandemic is to kill all the infected. I'm sorry. Your mother died a long time ago. We just finished it. Rage seethed in me. Let me say goodbye. Son, she's gone. You fucking lied to get me here. You killed my mom. Let me say goodbye. The doctor nodded and a soldier opened the door for me. I entered. I was alone. I decided I didn't want to be a part of the living anymore. All of them were liars and murderers. I stuck my finger in my mom's blood and rubbed it on my gums. I needed to bite that asshole doctor quickly before I slowed down. But something was different. The infection had mutated. I felt myself getting stronger. The last thing I remember is sprinting at top speed and ripping that lying doctor to pieces. Good morning, sunshine. Time to wake up. I open my eyes and see Nurse Judy, ready to give me my morning injection. I sit on the bed and roll up my pajamas sleeve. I feel the needle under my skin and the medication flowing inside my veins. The nurse gives me a wide smile. Good girl, you can go to the canteen now and have breakfast with your friends. Friends. I don't have friends here. My friends are almost 60 miles away from me, enjoying life, learning new stuff, making out at parties, certainly not spending their youth in a psychiatric ward. My parents put me there. It was after another anxiety attack at school. I lost control and tried to do something stupid. Now everything seems stupid to me. I pass by Nutsy Nora's room. Her yelling is impossible to ignore. She keeps screaming Kelly and Jenna over and over again, whatever these names mean. I see 2 doctors rushing to her room with a set of tranquilizers. This place is full of people like her. I don't think I belong here. I enter the canteen and hear a loud surprise. I look around and see other patients gathered around a cake with number candles, 1 and 7, and an inscription. Happy birthday, Robin? Right, it's my 17th birthday. Yay, I totally forgot. I force myself to smile and blow the candles. The cake tastes like soap, or a cough syrup. I hide both candles in my pocket when nobody's watching. I guess it's the only gift I can count on today. I stop one of the nurses on the way back to my room. I ask if my parents are going to see me. She shrugs and walks away without saying a word. Bitch. As I lay in bed, I stretch my arms and look at my hands. They look so weird. So damn weird. Maybe it's a side effect of one of those medications. Nurse Judy interrupts my contemplation. She storms in with an afternoon dosage of pills. How are you feeling, my dear? Did you like the birthday surprise? She asks with that annoyingly sweet smile. Yeah, I forgot today's the day. She takes my hand and says, Oh, don't worry, darling. It happens to everybody. As she holds my hand, I ask her why my skin looks so strange. Nurse Judy gives me a sympathetic gaze. I think it's normal at your age, don't you think so, sweetie? Is she trying to make a fool of me? Oh, I've had enough. But I'm only 17, I say imploringly. I don't know any other teenager with hands like these. Just look. I take the candles out of my pocket and almost rub them in her face. You see? 1 and 7. 17, I bellow. Judy gently takes the candles from my shaking hands. Robin, it's not 17. Let me show you the right order. It's 7 and 1. 71.